Hey everybody, thanks for watching another video. Last time I talked about perception and how that changes things in your life. I hope that gave you a little bit better understanding of the door to open to change your life is the idea or the topic of your perception. Because without changing or allowing your decision or your belief or your expectation to change from what has been to what you desire, the key factor in that is to allow your beliefs to change. Today I want to talk a little bit more about your identity, all of our identity. Because without understanding your identity and the different factors within that topic, you don't have a broad sense of who you are and the power that you have to become new and to step out of the old and step into the new life that you desire. Whether that be emotional goals, physical goals, whatever is your desire, it can't happen unless you realize it. And part of realizing it is understanding who you really are. So while we have this perception concept in our minds right now, let's mold and shape another belief that we might have about ourselves. And first, let's talk about the person that you have become through your life experience, the culmination of the jobs that you've had in your life experience, the roles that you've played, whether it be grandmother, grandfather, father, mother, sister, brother, niece, nephew, whatever the case might be, that culminated character that is who you think of as you and who others think of as you. Let's put that concept or that character or that identity aside for a second, because it really gets distorted when you start thinking about this topic in relation to that. While that concept of who you are in that sense is meaningful and has a time and a place to be relative and be helpful to understand and to move forward, right now I'm just going to put that aside for a minute. And I'm going to talk about who we really are. And to understand that, you have to understand that there's two different aspects or points of attraction or two different perceptions of you. There's the perception that you know and that you are aware of, and very likely that's what I just talked about. Your idea or concept of who you are is wrapped up in that concept of who you've created through your life experience. So there's two aspects that are actually you. And while I explain this, I will be using vocabulary and terms and concepts that you may not understand or might be a little confused at. And in the next videos to come, in my video series that I'm producing, I'll be going into more depth of those subjects and concepts. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below so that I can be interactive in this channel and really reach and provide the content that you guys are longing for and desire. And that would be most beneficial to you. So getting back to identity, it actually has to do with two concepts. The concept that you know of as you, your physical you. It's all you know of is you, really, unless you have been introduced to this understanding and this concept of perception of who you are. So you have that one aspect of you, and then there's another aspect of you which is much broader, and it's much more dominant, and it's much more free. And that's because that bigger dominant part of you is non-physically focused. That part of you is a very powerful, eternal source. And that source is outside of this time-space reality where resistance is a factor. And so because that's the case, you have a very, very strong point of attraction when your perception allows your identity to be culminated between you and this non-physical counterpart. So to understand your identity is to understand these two aspects of you. But not only to understand the two aspects of you, but to understand the role that both of those aspects are playing in this life experience. Because for a second, what is this all for? I'll get into that in more depth later in a different video, but the expansion of the universe is what we're all here doing. Our life experience, the reason we came into these physical bodies, is the reason of joy. It's to find joy in the great buffet of contrast and beauty in this world. So understanding that you and your physical body have lived this life experience and created and projected that created, desired vibration of life to that non-physical counterpart. And with no resistance involved, because your counterpart, who you really are, is non-physically focused, there's great attraction power there. And what you've lived in your life experience has been projected to your inner being, who bees it, radiates it to you all the time. And it's a matter of that alignment or disalignment, that positive emotion or negative emotion, or your perception or expectation of what you're getting in life, that's really going to make the difference. You see, everything you've created is drawing you to itself by the help of your inner being. So when you feel negative emotion, that negative emotion isn't because of the observance of what you're observing or the experience that you're experiencing. It's only an indicator. Well, sometimes it is that, but most of the time it's only an indicator so that you can be aware that you're here instead of here. Because if you're here, the best way to understand that is just by me saying where you are is becoming. And because where you are is becoming, it's important to understand and be aware of where you are in every moment, so that you're in alignment and focused on alignment instead of focused on whatever vibration you might be receptive to because you're here. Like I said, I'll get into this a lot more deeper in the sense of our emotional guidance system in a later video. But for right now, it's just really important for you to understand and take back your power of who you really are. Because you are continually, in every moment, connected to what you call your God or your source energy. I hope this information has given you a lot of empowerment. I hope you walk away from this detailed explanation with a broader sense of who you are and with a broadening of your perception of the possibilities that your life could take. I hope this video was very beneficial to you, and if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below so that I can get back with you. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you can get more and more information as I put it out. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you have a great day.